Good morning, guys. I got a really cool day planned for us. We're going to drive 3 hours south to Crisfield, Maryland, and we're going to get on a boat and go out to an island. It's 12 miles off the coast, 12 miles out into the bay. It's one of Maryland's most remote communities, and it's a water town. We're going to go check it out today, but we got to get going because the boat leaves at noon, and we're still 3 hours away. So let's get rocking and rolling. All right, guys, we made it down to Crisfield. Took a little detour. Running a little early for the boat, so I saw a sign for a beach. So figured we go check it out for a second.
So unfortunately, I didn't get audio. This guy was very cool. He was doing some crabbing off the dock, just kind of hand line some small crab baskets. But his dog would freak out every time he brought in crabs and would come running back to him to check him out. And I thought it was pretty funny. So I decided to check out Crisfield a little bit before heading over to the marina to catch the boat at noon.
Do you know where all that stuff's going? Is it going to Tangiers? Curiosity, man. Makes sense. Be good, bud. Yeah, so all this stuff. So Tangiers in Virginia, and Smith Island is still in Maryland, but we're right on the line. But all that stuff's going to Tangier Island. Big iron crab. Real quick, I thought this was interesting for where we're at. Look at all those crab pots. Holy mackerel. I mean, crab. All right, it's time, brother. Time to head out. What's going, brother?
Hey, how are you?
Pretty good.
So down here we have a few seafood processors, which I think is wild because right across this parking lot looks like a nice apartment building. So I just know seafood like smells, like especially summertime. But it looks like a nice building. And then there's a commercial crab boat coming in too. I don't see anything on them though, but that's definitely a work boat.
Woo, buddy. So we're getting close enough now where we're starting to see the islands come into the picture. I guess my eyeballs. Getting a little wind in my hair. I actually haven't known that feeling since I've been about 28 years old. That's an old fisherman's shack. I think we could fix it up. Who's with me?
All right, so we were coming into Smith Island now. So this island, like I guess it's a piece of property off the island, is for sale, and I was told it actually comes with 25 goats. So if you're interested in something like that, I think I would be hesitant of buying property on an island that has a major erosion problem. But to each their own. So we're pulling into the dock. You get 2.5 hours on the island if you get a round trip ticket. There's not a whole lot left on the island. A lot of people have left, and you'll see here later. There's a lot of abandoned places. It's really cool to see, though. What's happening on this island is fascinating. So you can rent golf carts, for your stay on the island. Because you can get up to 2 hours. I didn't think that was necessary. I did it for an hour. It's $25. They're pretty run down, but they worked. It's pretty much one road. You take it down to the bottom to Rhodes Point, which I will show here, but it's pretty cool. It was a lot of fun. I was having a good time in the golf cart. One did break down. They had to go retrieve somebody. Mine was pretty ragged out, but it ran. It did its job, and it was a lot of fun. So as you move around the island, you'll see that some places are upkept pretty nice. I went down this road. I'm not sure why, but I found that I guess it's the island's backup power source. But why I put this clip in here, around this corner, there's an old Ford cab over, and my ex-trucker brain, got excited. There's a dirt path right next to it, and I wanted to go down it very bad, but I didn't think going down there in a rented golf cart that's half dragged out was smart. So I decided against that. So if you wanted to, you could just come and stay on the island, get a one-way ticket. There's rentals here. There's a museum. There's a coffee shop I saw that runs. But keep in mind, things have kind of weird hours. You have to do your research if you wanted to come stay here. Because most tourists just come for the 2.5 hours and then back on the boat and leave. So that being said, be be mindful. Like even the restaurant that I ate at, I think it's the only restaurant in town, closed after the boat left. I went on a Wednesday, and it just closes after the boat leaves. So, all the cars you see in town are brought over on a barge. Whoever owns it brings it over. It doesn't have to be tagged. You'll see that car is not tagged right there. I've seen tags expire 10, 15 years ago, but people bring them over and just run them until they die, basically. And then there's a car graveyard I saw because it's too expensive just to bring them back. So they just kind of leave them there and just run them. You also see some weird add-ons and stuff to houses because the rule is you have to keep the same footprint. Now, I've heard that in other places too, but from what I heard from the boat mate, they're really strict here and they'll shut you down. I thought that was interesting. Just two four-wheelers propped up, abandoned. But then you'll see stuff like this, brand new, on stilts, house, right across the street from abandoned four-wheeler falling down. And this is Rhodes Point. This is all the way you can take the road. This is as far as you can take the road. And that guy was working on that boat back there, and I wasn't sure what was going on here. That looks like an upside down, very old safe to me. I kind of peeked my head in a little bit. I didn't see anything worth noting, but so I thought this was interesting. It's a looks like a Mazda Miata in a sailboat, and it just looks like they just decided to leave and never come back. I do believe that's a rental place that had all the bicycles. This is still very much an active crabbing community. I'm sure most of the people on this island are either in the tourist business, which is, they were saying it's not as good as it used to be, or in the crabbing industry. I believe those are for water storage. This one was almost completely grown over. And then here's like the kind of more touristy part of town. There's a place you can get Smith Island cake. I've had it before. It's good. I'm not a huge fan. But it is something to try. And are those persimmons? Does anybody know if anybody made it this far into the video? Are those persimmons? Because I would love to know. I guess I could Google it, huh? But it'd be more fun if somebody told me. So,
All right, so that was Smith Island, guys. You may have not noticed. I had a little audio issue, but I think I got some pretty cool stuff on the island. So thanks for joining me today, and I'll see you guys soon when we get back.